Welcome to another episode of Elevated Crypto. What's up, everybody? I hope you had a good week as we head into this first weekend here in March. Now, while we haven't seen really a lot of action across the majors recently, I think that may soon change, right? So today we're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin. We're going to talk about some of these what seem to be outlandish price predictions, but a possible path to how we could get there. We're going to look at some coins that maybe, on a dip right now, but as things start to heat up again, maybe good coins to look at and have when we get back up there, right? So first things first, let's just jump right in. We'll take a quick look. Bitcoin dominance, again, down a tad. I think it was around 59. Now we're down to 58.7. ETH gas, a little over 100. Not horrible compared to what we've seen. We like when it gets under 100, then it's like go time, right? Go get some transactions or swaps you have to get done, go get it out of the way. But we're going to take a quick look today that should point out that, when you look in the news, you really don't have to look far nowadays to see, one of three things. And it's either another company, getting involved in Bitcoin for the first time or announcing their involvement in a cryptocurrency in general, or B, a company that's already involved buying more, hence MicroStrategy right here, right? Now, they already had about 4.4 billion worth of Bitcoin, and they scooped up another 10 million. You see here VC Tim Draper saying Apple should be the next to buy Bitcoin, right? And then you also don't have to look far to see somebody, make a price prediction on Bitcoin. I think it was just the other day we seen the CEO of Kraken say, he believed we would see a $500,000 Bitcoin soon. Now, some of those things I do agree, right? I do agree in the long term because of a few things. And I think we start to sort of, take for granted seeing news like this, right? I mean, a year and a half ago, we were not seeing companies step up to the plate like this and announce involvement like they are, and the amount of companies coming forward, the amount of investors coming forward, getting involved. We didn't have that a year and a half or 2 years ago. And it seems like now, these articles or these headlines pop up in the news every day, every other day. And we're starting to sort of take that for granted. But, you really have to look at that because when these companies do get involved, they're not just spending a couple $1,000s. These companies get involved. Now, MicroStrategy, I believe, is, the biggest holder out of all the companies with, in the billions here. But, most of these companies, when they step up to the plate, they're still investing millions of dollars, right? Now, one thing to keep in mind when we are looking at Bitcoin in general is you have to remember that there's only 21 million Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. So as these companies come in and they make these large purchases, sooner or later, these Bitcoins are going to be bought up, right? And look at it this way, there's 7 billion people on Earth, and there's only 21 million Bitcoin. And you already have companies buying millions, if not billions of dollars worth. So, pretty soon, safe to say, it's going to be very scarce, right? And that alone, I believe, is going to drive price up. Now, another thing to keep in mind, I believe it was just announced this morning that the Senate has passed the stimulus bill. So in the past couple stimuluses that we've had so far, and from what we've seen, the effect that the stimulus has on the stock market, on the crypto market, I expect to see a little rise out of Bitcoin just based on that alone. But looking at the chart today, there was one thing that sort of popped out to me. And, made me a little nervous in a sense, not long term, but just short term. And when you're looking at this, I wanted to say we were from the month view. You see what here is sort of described as like a head and shoulders pattern, right? Now, usually when you see this, it tends to break to the downside. Now, again, if that happens, not a big deal. I'm not scared about it, right? I was thinking 42.9, maybe retest it again, who knows? But we have stimulus coming, which is going to boost it. We have more companies stepping up to the plate each and every day, which we sort of, in my opinion, take for granted now, getting involved in Bitcoin. That, these pullbacks are sort of part of the Bitcoin's DNA. This has happened since day one. And I think when this next leg up goes to take off, we're going to see a $67,000 to $70,000 Bitcoin. So looking at that and looking in the long-term aspect of it, yes, I do agree. I think we will see $100,000 Bitcoin, $250,000 Bitcoin in the near future. I really do believe it is possible, right? Who knows? But again, just my opinion, not financial advice. Now, we know stimulus is coming, and we know the last few stimuluses have, boosted up cryptos in general, right? So keeping that in mind, let's look at a project, a DeFi project like Aave, where right now it's around 370, 373. And now this has been bouncing basically between 3 and 400 ever since we've had this lull, right? I've been watching this for over a week, getting in, selling, getting in, to sort of maximize my exposure to it. But looking at where this was, right, its all-time high is almost $600. And that was, less than a month ago. So if things go to pick up again and take off, Aave is a very popular DeFi coin next to YFI. And if this thing could pick up, 600, 1,000, I don't really think is out of the question in the near short term for Aave. I really don't. Another project to keep your eye on, APY. Now, we've talked about APY finance in videos past, I believe, 2 or 3 videos. You could look back through the uploads there. I think I even have their symbol in the thumbnail of the video. But now this had a run up not too long ago, right? This was around 2 weeks ago, maybe. We'll look at it from the monthly view. All right, we'll go 2 weeks. Yeah, monthly view. So this had a little run up not too long ago, $7, right? February 13th. So it was 3 weeks ago. Since then, it's been forming a nice, rounded bottom pattern here. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. APY, they don't have their product out yet, right? Now, they have an alpha launch, which I do believe we will see soon, maybe March, maybe April, maybe May. I don't, I'm not on the team. I don't know. I do like the coin a lot. I like the project. I like what they're bringing to the table and the ease of DeFi on how they're going to make it easy for, even just the brand new newbie user to crypto is going to be able to gain exposure to DeFi in a very easy way. So I think this is an excellent project in the future. Again, it's in a little bit of a lull here. Full disclosure, like we've talked about in prior videos, I've been a fan of APY, going back November, December. And again, I still like it going forward. Has good investors behind it, what they're aiming to do, and issues they're aiming to solve. Because let's face it, people new to cryptocurrencies, getting into crypto is one thing, and then learning about DeFi and yield farming, and that's a whole staking, and that's a whole other thing. So a lot of people are nervous, they're not sure about that, and when people are unsure, they tend to just sort of stay away from it. So when you bring a project like this that says, hey, come on over, we'll make this totally simple for you, one-stop shop for you to get some good yields, I think that really has a lot of potential. Again, when things pick up, one to keep your eye on. Not saying necessarily run out and get it now, but keep your eye on it. It does have some potential. And then you look at some of these swaps, right? Look at where, Sushi was. Sushi was up near $20, right? Now, this whole past week, we've sort of been bouncing between 17, 15, 14, around there. But when things start to pick up again, which I think they will. Now, as we get closer to the summer, I'm not sure if you guys seen the article that was out the other day. I'm not sure if it's on here, about the Ethereum 1559 update. I'm not going to go into all that, but what that update will solve, one of the issues it'll solve is the gas. When Ethereum starts to get clogged up, the gas fees get crazy. And that's when we've seen a lot of people migrate over to the Binance Smart Chain. And that was at the peak for some of these DeFi coins, right? Like Sushi and whatnot. It was at its peak, and then things sort of fell off because people ran over to Binance. It was cheaper over there on the Smart Chain to do swaps. You've seen the explosion of Pancake Swap, Bakery Swap, and all that. But just think, if there never was that congestion and high gas fee, maybe, the people would not have vacated Ethereum to go over there. So if that EIP 1559 solves that and we solve gas issues going forward, again, I don't see why sushi wouldn't be $50, why it can't reach $50. We've seen how explosive these DEXs can be. We look at Uniswap. We'll take just a quick gander, but remember when Uniswap first came out? What was it, $3, $4? Look at this. Unbelievable. And that wasn't, forever ago. It was 6 months ago, it was $1. Like, it's just amazing to see the potential these DEXs have. Look at ZK Swap. This is another one to keep your eye on, because I think they may have, something to do in the future with another project that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But looking at where, ZK Swap was at the height of this, and we sort of pitched down, you ran up, we were over $10. And now ZK Swap could be had for $3.24. So, take time like this in these dips. Don't fear it. Look for projects that have, solid teams, solid investors, a good use case. They're in a good niche, like the DEXs, the decentralized finance coins, and that's where you're going to find, a lot of potential value in that. And speaking of potential value, I hope you took some from this video today. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash subscribe, stay informed. That way, anytime I upload or go live, you are informed about it. And till the next one, be good. I'll catch you in the next video, guys.